Here, read this.
Woof.
Well, good evening. It's the 23rd of November 2025, and here is your poem for the day. It's been absolutely freezing here in Edinburgh, and so I picked an appropriate poem that is about freezing nights in November in Edinburgh. As always, I will read the poem through in one go and then talk a little bit about it after that. Tonight's poem is called November Night, Edinburgh by MacCaig. The night tinkles like ice in glasses. Leaves are glued to the pavements like frost. The brown air fumes at the shop windows, tries the door and sidles past. I gulp down winter raw. The heady darkness swirls with tenements. In a brown fuzz of cottonwool, lamps fade up crags, die into pits. Frost in my lungs is harsh as leaves, scraped up on paths. I look up there. A high roof sails at the mast-head, fluttering a grey and ragged star. The world's a bear shrugged in his den. It's snug and close in the snoring night, and outside, like chrysanthemums, the fog unfolds its bitter scent. I had half a thought then that someone was going to sidle past and try the door as I read that. It's a common occurrence on these busy Saturday nights here at John Kay's bookshop. That last stanza you heard of MacCaig's poem can be found on a planter, not holding chrysanthemums as far as I'm aware, but maybe. I'm not very up on my plants. A planter that you can find on Rose Street, which is just 5 minutes over the way in that direction in Newtown. Rose Street was where the leading poets of the Scottish literary Renaissance met. They would meet up in pubs there in the 50s and 60s, pubs like the Abbotsford and Milne's Bar. Sandy Moffat drew on both locations as well as the Café Royal and blended them together for the setting of his painting The Poet's Pub, which is a sort of fanciful group portrait of 7 of the poets who are important in the Scottish literary Renaissance: Sorley MacLean, Sidney Goodsir Smith, Robert Garriott, Hugh MacDiarmid, George Mackay Brown, Ian Crichton Smith, and Norman MacCaig. Is that 7? I hope that's 7. Anyway, the painting can be found in the Scottish National Portrait Gallery, and it's called Poet's Pub. And perhaps it's the memory of those boozy nights in Rose Street that accounts for the mumbled pubbiness that we hear in MacCaig's poem. Right from the very first line, the night tinkling like ice in a glass, winter gulped down raw, and the swirling vision of tenements. And my favourite image that recalls lines of T.S. Eliot's, where he talks about a yellow fog that presses its back against the window panes, curls once about the house and falls asleep. Here in MacCaig's poem, he figures the reek, the famous reek of Edinburgh, almost like a bewildered drunk trying the doors of closed pubs. The brown air fumes at the shop windows, tries the door and sidles past.